We're going to go now to Danny Dumaresque. You're on the air.
Hi, Linda. How are you?
I'm good, Danny. How are you?
Oh, pretty good, thank you. I must say I was fooled today. I saw in the story there this object in St. John's Harbour, and I thought it was the latest addition to the ferry service in Newfoundland, but it turns out to be a 40-foot container that fell over the dock down there.
Yeah, that's the first time I can ever remember anything like that.
No, that's right. But I mean, listening to Minister McGrath a little while ago, it is absolutely pathetic that here we are with no ferries for Bell Island, Fogo, St. Brendan's, the Labrador Straits is in trouble. I mean, obviously this government has neglected the ferry services like they've neglected the electrical power service in this province. And I just want to take a few minutes and ask people to consider, what is actually happening in this province and why we should be looking more seriously at the road tunnels and being able to replace ferries with tunnels.
Now, there are plans underway to replace ferries on the island, but it takes time, of course, and it has been delayed.
Well, Linda, ferries are always going to be ferries. There's going to be wind, there's going to be ice, there's going to be mechanical breakdowns, there's going to be all kinds of issues that are coming more frequent and certainly higher intensity of storms as we go into the future. Maybe it's global warming, maybe it's just the way the world is moving. But the one thing that Norway, where I went and visited in October, one thing that they decided to do 50 years ago is wherever it was possible and feasible, they would replace ferries with road tunnels. And let me just give you a couple of examples where this makes absolutely financial sense. I'm not trying to advocate this unless it makes good, solid financial sense. I mean, for the next 50 years, we have now committed to spending over $1 billion to put a submarine cable across the Strait of Belle Isle, which is going to be risky at best from damage by icebergs and other activity in the Straits. But we are committing over $1 billion because this cable will certainly have to be replaced and within that 50-year period, and it's somewhere around $500 million to do the job there now. So, Norwegians have perfected this technology. They have built over 900 tunnels, 32 of them under the water. And they are coming in pretty consistently in recent years at around $15 million per kilometer. So if you look at the Labrador Straits, for example, we should be able to put a road tunnel there for somewhere around $500 million. And this is the kind of thinking that has to take place in government if we're ever going to show the world that we're moving out of the caves when it comes to building a province and putting a solid transportation system in place. And I also like to talk a little bit about Belle Island. There was a similar tunnel built in Norway to an island of 2,000 people, not unsimilar to Belle Island. And that was opened a few years ago for a cost of around $13 million per kilometer, but for 5 kilometers, it would cost somewhere around $70 million. And here we are now talking about, the minister a few weeks ago announced that we're going to spend $60 million on a new ferry, $10 million on the dock over there, and in the next 5 years, another $30 million on the fuel and the cost of paying the people on the ferry.
Now, there's been numerous, studies done and reports done on fixed links, both for Belle Island and on the Straits, and some other areas around the province as well. But none of them have come to fruition, and cost has always been the issue.
Yeah, well, the studies that you're talking about, actually, they're very few, Linda. As a matter of fact, the only pre-feasibility study that was ever done on putting a tunnel across the Straits was done in 2004 by Atch McDonald for the provincial government. And the problem with determining the cost is that there has absolutely been no work done to define the geology at the tunnel corridors. And all of the estimates that have been put in place, especially by the one that did the study on the Straits of Belle Isle, has all been garnered from seismic work. And seismic work cannot define the geology to the precision that you need in order to calculate the cost. And, of course, as I said, I went and visited Norway and talked to the experts. I saw the results of public tenders that just started. A tunnel is going to be nearly 20 kilometers when it's finished, from Stavanger to Strand. I saw the results of the public tender that came out and defined the cost over there at around $15 million per kilometer, and this is consistent. And like they told me, if we weren't able to keep our costs consistent at this level, then certainly it would never have made economic sense, and we wouldn't be able to build over 900 tunnels. So, you know, there's never been a study done on the putting a tunnel to Belle Island, and I'm convinced that this is the way to go. And I just cannot comprehend why common sense will not prevail, why we won't look at the future with a vision of financial responsibility and building a transportation link that is reliable. There will be millions of people that would come to this province if we add this transportation link, similar to what happened to Prince Edward Island when they put the bridge there, which, by the way, cost $1.3 billion in 1997. So, you know, and it doesn't need to cost the taxpayers of this province not 1 cent. And that's the kind of thinking that has got to prevail. And certainly I'm very encouraged with the support that I've received from Dwight Ball and the Liberal caucus here provincially. I was pleased to accept an invitation today to speak to the combined councils next month in Lansinclair, Labrador, and give a presentation on the costing, the economics, and the technology that has certainly come forward over the last 15, 20 years that now makes these tunnels very cost-effective and undoubtedly, major link to fixing the transportation once and for all, because we'll be 50 years from now, I won't be around, but whoever is going to be here, we'll still have billions of dollars of precious taxpayers' money gone, and we'll still have the same complaints that the ferry is not going to be on for whatever reason.
All right, Danny, we have to leave it there. I thank you very much.
Well, thanks for your time, and certainly I hope that more people will start to recognize that this is how we must go forward and stop this babble about how ferries are going to be there for us no matter what age they are. They're still never going to be able to stand up to acts of God, and we got to do what has to be done, like other modern economies, especially like the people in Norway. Thanks for your time, Linda.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.